Let's face it, we all want to be wealthy. This is about midlife, age 40 to 59. Oh, you can still be wealthy after 40. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Cindy says, work it. Cindy says, work it out, work it out. Till you move, work it out. Cindy says, finance looking, work it. Hey, mind you. Yeah, Cindy says, work it out though, work it out. Nothing moves till you move, work it out. Finance looking right, work it out though. Mind and your body right, work it out though, work it out though, work it out. Nothing moves till you move, work it out. Finance looking right, work it out though. Mind and your body right, work it out though. Hard work, smart work it out though. If it takes a little time, work it out slow. Only way to level up, work it out more. Work it out more, don't stop, no. I've been on my own and on my job. Work for it and I work hard. Overtime and I'm gon' charge. Get it.
A great man once said, with age come wisdom, but sometimes age comes alone. This is midlife. Age is 40 to 59. Some even say 40 to 54, but we know 59 is the new 54. Hey, we made it. We're 40 and we're over 40. A lot of main things have happened. A lot of things are behind us. All we got to do now is look forward. This is a great time to go into your own business. Become an entrepreneur if you're not one already. You still got time. You've been working for 20 years minimally. You got A1 credit. You sending the kids to college. You have a routine now. And if you've been working these last 20 years, you got a 401k, you got stash, which means you got cash where you can start your own business. Like I have said in many videos, don't jump up and quit your job just to start your own business. At 40, start your own business, but be wise because you've invested 20 years already into your wealth. You can still be wealthy working for others. But at 40, you got 20 years of experience in something you probably already love, you've been doing on the side, or someone else has been paying you to do. It's not as much risk for you because technically you've already settled. You already have your home. You know what your mortgage payments are going to be. You're probably into your third or fourth new car. You got consistency and you're stable. Excellent time to start your own business. And in the background, still cruising on into retirement. 40 to 59/54. Great time. As previously stated, the children are already gone to college, and if not, they're on their way to college. They're getting out of your house. So that's one less thing you got to worry about, one less thing you have to rush home and deal with. So having a business outside of your job is perfect. This is the perfect time. And that way, if you do decide to retire from your job early, 25 an hour, you started at maybe 20, 25, you only got a couple more years left, you could retire from your actual career that has been paying you all these decades and go right to your own business, probably in the same industry, or go back to your current position or your current company as a consultant. Double dip. Perfect time. And midlife is when life really gets started. Two of the things that happens during this time is you become a grandparent. So you have a new love for another new little baby that doesn't belong to you. So you start taking some of your funds, maybe putting it into a college fund or funds for your grandchildren. It's not, you don't have to do as much because these are just your grandchildren, but you can start putting money away for your grandchildren. Another life-changing thing between this age is losing your parents. Again, as mentioned in all the other stages, this can happen anytime. And usually when this happens, it's one of two things. You are burdened with a lot of bills, or you come into an inheritance, which is monies you can use to start your own business. So it could go either way, but you're bringing new people into the world, and then maybe some other people are leaving this present world. But it's still good times. This time, let's say your parents continue to live, but now you probably are more responsible for taking care of your parents. Once again, you've been in your career for 20 years, you're pretty stable. This is just something you have to add into your regular life and build it into a systematic or a life that you've already had. Like replace the kids who are gone off because they've emptied the nest, to putting that time and energy into your parents, making sure they have proper caregivers, making sure you become a good caregiver. You can do all of this after 40. The grandkids, you can even have a kid, a grandkid, a new kid. Take care of your parents and run your own business. I'm telling you, it's great after 40. You have so much wisdom. Even if you didn't go to college, the time on earth is giving you so much wisdom. You're better at 40 than you ever imagined you can be at 20. And what are some of the financial things you're handling during this time? You still have the time and you definitely have the means. So still invest your money in money markets. If you have been investing all this time, this is time maybe to use some of that money, the interest that you've been gaining for 20 years off your stock, off your CDs, off your money markets. Draw some of that money down, put it into your business. If you have not been investing money, like I said, you have the same job. You should or probably have good credit. You can use the banking institutions to finance your business. And also with you having so much experience, I think some of the companies that invest in small businesses really can appreciate your experience. You're really not that much of a high risk because if nothing else, you bring the time and the experience to the table. Whether you're doing a nonprofit or a for-profit business, those 20 years of experience in hustling and grinding and keeping your nose to the grindstone means a lot to a bank or to an independent person that's willing to invest in your business. So there are a lot of financial responsibilities and a lot of financial opportunities that are available to you at this time. You're not as much of a high risk because you have a track record of who you are, where you've been, and you definitely know where you're going. The only downside about this time period is your income has increased probably drastically, and the IRS is usually in your life by this time. Not in a good way. You more than likely have a payment plan, some type of auto payment going to the IRS. No problems, it's given, much is required. And we're still getting wealthy after 40. So we'll pay the IRS, we'll give them their little pieces of money because we're still wealthy. And we can use some of our wealth to pay IRS, we can use some of our wealth to pay the IRS their portion. No problem. I love the idea. I didn't know until I got over here that life was so great after 40. You've done it all, but you're still not finished. You're still relatively, most people are still very healthy and you're still wise. So this is when you use all of your knowledge and you go to the banks and you're able to leverage maybe your property you've had all these years. It may even be paid off. If you bought a house at 20 and you're 50, your house is more than likely paid off. If you do decide to go into your own business, you now have collateral. This is the perfect time to start your own business. This is the perfect time to still continue to invest in your retirement. If you have not up to this point, you got to aggressively invest because we're all going to make it to retirement, okay? So invest in your retirement aggressively. Start your own business while you're preparing to retire from your career and ride off into the sunset, ride off into the financial sunset of wealth after 40 and enjoy. After this is a big vacation. One of the things you want to remember while you're starting your own business, while you're still working your job, don't ever forget this. Do not commingle your money. Like I said, the IRS is in your life now because you're making money from a business. You have to pay taxes and you're probably in a higher tax bracket as well. Not even for a moment. Go to your bank while you are managing your money markets and your CDs and your credit cards and your mortgage and your car payments. Be very specific. You need a separate account, a business account for your profits you're making for your business. Surprisingly enough, credit unions have started allowing people to have business accounts at the credit union. Some credit unions have business credit cards and things of that nature. Some do not. That's something you can look into. But the fact that credit unions have or allow you to have a business account is phenomenal, because the fees are so much smaller at a credit union. It's more of a family environment. So you're not paying all of those fees for not having a certain amount of money in your bank account, not having a certain amount of transactions. And when you get your business started, we hope that it flourishes, and we know that you'll become wealthy. But we don't know at the beginning how it's going to start out. So you want to go somewhere where you have less possibilities of fees. That will more than likely be your credit union. Don't commingle a dollar, because the moment you start doing that, that opens up confusion and possible confrontation with the IRS. It's just 3 letters with big power. We don't want to get the IRS upset or have our taxes questioned. That's a problem you really just don't have. One of the last celebrations that happens between the age of 40 and 54, student loans. You more than likely have paid off or paid your student loans down because you've been working all of these years. At least you've paid off more than half. You can take that money now that you were paying monthly, put it over into your money market, and keep the money market, keep building it up, and keep building interest. The money markets, I talk about them a lot because I love them. I love them the way they're still fluid. That's one of the best things I like about it. And you can watch the interest rate. And if you really get into it, you can take the money market, you leave the money markets wherever they're at, gaining whatever interest that they are gaining. But you also can take those money markets and pay attention to the interest rate and move them from institution to institution to institution when the interest rate fluctuates and when it goes up high. And live off that interest, or just take the interest and keep rolling it over and keep growing. Let it keep growing until you are truly ready to retire. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. If you learned anything from this video, please comment, minimally like, definitely subscribe, comment, and share. We all want to be wealthy. Let's just face it, that's the truth. We all want to be wealthy.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and comment. Cindy says. Thank you.